What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Super Awesome. This is the police! We have a penalty. So, they're cutting the budget of our department. Douchebags. You lose one job slot. Removing an unoccupied slot, you automatically fire that employee. That's fine, that guy sucks anyways. I don't care. I'm not gonna fire my... We are a progressive department, sir, and we like to represent ourselves with people from all aspects and walks of life. Jack, you swore an oath to the city. If you can't keep your promises, we can't keep ours. Yeah, I swore an oath to serve the city. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm making us an enlightened place where pricks like you don't kowtow to racists. How about this? When they come out and they try to hurt people, we go in guns blazing and just wipe them out. Let them know what happens if you mess around. An attempted murder. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with the manager and tried to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. Jesus. Send over some officers. My guess is that there's a visible prestige value you have to hit in order to get like the crime accomplished. But yeah, man, don't deal with people like that. We don't take demands from terrorists, okay? Like if they want to be racist, that's all good, but they're not going to impose things on us. Hell no. And when they get out of line, we're going to ride out. Billy clubs and 9 millies at the ready. Offender was caught. Officers unharmed. The threshold seems to be around 250, from what I can tell. We have a carjacking in the suburb. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walking between cars trying handles in hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, he drove shrieking from the parking lot, greatly exceeding the speed limit. He fled towards the suburbs. Send Subaki and Kochi. Oh, we can choose a new song from over here? Do it again. Play it again. I'm one of those people. Put it on repeat. Although not as bad as my fiance. Oh my god, my lady friend. She will listen to songs on repeat for like weeks at a time. It is brutal. I don't know how she got into that habit, but it's like, holy shit. You know how many times I heard Uptown Funk? You guys have no idea. So many times. I bet I've heard that song 1,500 times in 2 weeks. Officers have determined the car thief's location. Let's go ahead and overtake the offender and block the road. Offender caught. You gotta stick to the script when it comes to this kind of stuff. You gotta stay on point. We got 14 minutes to do. We have a hostage situation in the suburbs. A weeping child called in and said somebody was holding him against his will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I don't want to go outside and see Pete. You know it's gonna be a false alarm where there's just like a bully there. I want to go outside and see Pete. It's probably his parents. Send the remedial officers. I'm dancing with Ollie right now. Ollie likes the song too. He has no choice because I'm in control of his limbs, but it's cool. He'll deal with it. Just like he deals with everything else around here, with just a look of disdain and utter torture on his face. I want to call SWAT on somebody again. That was what was up. Jeffrey Lowers wouldn't... Yeah, exactly. Joseph Lowry's mother wouldn't let him go play until he ate his broccoli. Dude, I'm just trying to contemplate the ass whooping I would have got from my mom if I called the cops and said she was holding me hostage. Like, you would have caught the belt. You would have caught the switch. Your ass would have been done. Man, you would have been sitting down for like a week after that one. It would have been ugly. I'm just looking, I can see my mama's nostrils flaring already. And you ain't gonna outrun this pain train. This one ain't fixed to the tracks neither. This one can vary its path based on where you try to run to. Jack, we're dealing with a moron that refuses to pay his debts. Says the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side the police are on. What happens if I refuse? Do they like shoot me in the head or something? I feel like I'm gonna lose officers though. Like, this is something that I would send a shitty officer on. Because if you send a good officer, they might quit. They might be like, I'm not into this criminal shit. The Rubanovich Casino. We got a call from an angry casino patron. He said that one of the casino girls was hanging around his table, lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple $1,000s in cash and several credit cards. Casino shoved him outside, saying he was drunk, but the man hasn't given up so easily. Sent SWAT. The problem with all old songs and like ragtime stuff is they were all like 2.5 minutes long, so they could play them on the radio. So do we get paid for that, or like how does that go down? Like, does the mob pay us? Because I sent somebody over. I expect a paycheck. We don't work for free out here. What does it look like, a charity? Y'all don't work for free, neither do I. I'm trying to get my officer back so I can send more out here. We'll send Purdy. Send everybody you can. Assault with a deadly weapon. At a parking lot, a local security guard stopped a suspicious-looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver pretended to take a map from the glove compartment but pulled out a gun instead and opened fire. Jesus, yeah, send the cops. We definitely want the A-team on this one. Good lord. You get him? Okay, good job, everybody. Tsubaki and Yancey locked it down. With affairs, do we have any extra police slots here? What's our labor market looking like? 13 out of 13, 6 out of 6 for shift B. I guess I'll ask for another officer so I can even up the shifts. They'll probably say no because I haven't been doing what they said lately because I'm not a racist. But apparently that's the way that City Hall likes to do business. I just leaked that to the press. I'd be like, oh, look, the press just found out that I got a signed copy from the mayor saying I needed to fire all of my black officers. Oops, that's weird. It ended up with the New York Times. How strange is that? That sure wasn't me. A police cruiser is caught up with the perpetrator's van. Run the van off the road. Use the whatever maneuver. Van takes a sharp turn and crashes through the window of a sex shop. A woman exits the vehicle, grabs the shop attendant, and puts a gun to his head. Let go of him now. Whew. Apparently we talked him down. I wasn't so sure about that one. Throw a sex doll at him probably wasn't the answer, though. I knew we probably didn't want to throw the Tandy 3000 at him. I don't think that's going to help. I'd probably just make the situation worse. Sorry. Homicide report. You've got 3 new frames. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this investigation. So, went to buy some medicine and was nearly hit by some idiot's car. So chances are he went to the drugstore, car pulled up, shot him like that right there. What happens with the tape? Like, how do we lock these in? He was in a sedan, so that should be about right. With a silenced weapon. That seems about right to me. They said they went in to get some medicine, a sedan pulled up. There was no sound of a shot. Only one person said that they shot like a machine gun. Everybody else said that it was muffled or it was quiet. Although it says what they were, too. So 3 witnesses said no sound or the sound of muffled shots. 1 witness said machine gun. We're just going to have to go with conflicting things right there. And then in our active investigation, we got frames here, 6 here. No gang investigations, no archive cases. So how do I lock these in? Is it like if you get it right, it just tells you at the end of the day? Oh, that was the sequence right there. So I guess you just move them around a little bit? Your detectives found information on the whereabouts of the subject. Sometimes there might be a number of locations to choose from. To carry out the arrest, 2 officers must escort the lead investigator to apprehend the suspect. If the lead investigator is not on duty, the arrest will have to wait, but remember the fugitives won't sit patiently until your schedule clears. Also remember, criminals will likely react in different ways. A frightened thief is likely to surrender as soon as the game is up. A brutal killer might want to see just how many he could take with him. With more dangerous criminals, it's safer to spend experienced officers and even see the SWAT team if you see fit. So Travis works over here as a loader. The guy that shot him? I mean, I would say err on the side of caution. Just bring SWAT team. I mean, if you know you've got the location of a murder, and almost like that they do, they just hit it with a no-knock or whatever. We got no music right now. Gotta get our jam sesh on. Oh, this is the jam. I can tell already. Fender was caught, and we get even better at our jobs. Hooray! Mole got better. Case solved. You arrested all suspects. Man, you get all kinds of bonuses for doing that right. You get a bunch for getting the sequence right, and you get a bunch for solving the crime, so that's good. Let's see, Wolf, Mole, and DeBrito. Birch is leaving, which leaves us with 6 officers over here, although they all seem to have decent stats, so it won't be that bad. We'll also get promotions at the end of the week, so... See, racist gangs run wild in city. Investigation to Francis Kendrick could resume. Second tower to be built in Freeburg.
The people of Freeburg have built up a tolerance for the petty horrors of modern life. You'll never see crowds gathering around a beaten passerby. Folks rarely even slow to gawk at a car accident. And street theft doesn't turn heads anymore. Been a long time since people got worked up about stuff like that. So when I ran into a troubled crowd on the way to work, I knew there was something serious going on. Something bad enough to knock these people out of their daily rhythm. And we're talking about people who would step over a corpse if it was blocking the door to the coffee shop. But apparently all it takes is a bunch of leaflets, or spreading broken glass across Main Street, or releasing a couple of hundred rats in the ice arena. The mysterious figure taking responsibility for these strange acts goes by the alias Robespierre. Nobody knows who he is, what he wants, or what all this adds up to, from the buckets of lard spread on the sidewalk to the front door of City Hall covered with ostrich feathers. But this strange cross between childhood pranks and cheap theatrics has got the people all worked up. Everyone understands when some Freeburg crook satisfies the basic human need to rob and kill. But when someone steals a lion from the local zoo and locks him in a cell below the courthouse, the people start asking questions. Myself, I kinda like this Robespierre. It's not just the pranks he's pulling or his green bull's head emblem. I just like his funny nickname. Robespierre? Really? Who does that make me? The Marquis de Lantenac? I don't think so. In the old books about revolutions, I fancy myself the old gunner who goes off to war with a bag of damp powder. Or maybe the innkeeper who tops up the beer kegs with mop water. It's something to think about.
Martin Stett is your new deputy. What the hell is a deputy? Last few months I've been taking antidepressants 3 times a day, but today I ran out of my prescription. The pharmacy said they're getting more in tomorrow, but I'm afraid without the pills, I'm not going to be good for much. My mind keeps digging up all kinds of disturbing thoughts. Can I go home? Yeah, go home. Was up all night reading. No, you cannot finish reading your book. Bastards, dude. Bastards. New records could be obtained as a gift or as a thank you for your service, but why wait? We can refill your collection now. Well, we're about to be fired. Like, why would we spend money? The Ulrich's List catalog, you can find a rich assortment and the lowest possible prices. Pre-order and save. Yeah, we had catalogs when I was a kid. See, we didn't have the internet, children. When I was a kid, we didn't have the internet, and so you had these things called catalogs, and then there was a little tab in the catalog where you would fill out what your order was, and then you would mail it in. Or, once you got later on, then you could call in. It was up to you. How come some of the money costs more? I'm sorry, some of the money. How come some of the songs cost more? It's not a very good. That's more of a pamphlet than really a magazine. Oh, on VHS and Laserdisc. Man, Laserdisc. That's what was up. Let's do Clarinet Sugar because they really want me to own a record. Sure, Bob Bernard, do your thing. Although if we got VHS tapes, we should have 8-track or a cassette tape at this point. I'm not sure why we're still listening to records. Maybe he's just old-fashioned. He's 60 years old. Maybe he just likes them. The Mafia can offer you some very interesting services. You're practically a member of the family now, so it'll hardly cost you a thing. Oh, no. The Mafia falsifies special crime in progress, and all the cops arrived at the scene will die. Jesus. The Mafia falsifies special investigations, and all the detective arrived on scene will die. The Mafia intimidates member of the committee before the hearing at the prosecutor's office. Good lord. Did they turn down my request? Do we know? I figure they probably would because I didn't do what they said. Because I'm a rebel like that and you can't tell me how to do my job, but... Your new assistant is no Kendrick, but he's not as useless as he might seem. He can handle some of your duties while you're pressed for time, but lunch is on you along with any other expenses. So my deputy. Send your staff for training, send barbecues to an informal outdoor barbecue, hire a snitch, pay an employee to gather information for you. Okay. Is it instant, or do I lose all my cops? Okay, so you gotta send somebody for training. I got you. You kind of have to have a little bit of an extra gap there, though, to make that happen. I guess send Grant. She's not that good at her job, so we need her to be better. Like, right now, she's not that useful. I hope there's not a lot of... as a request. Now you can hire one more officer. Oh, okay. Then let's go ahead and do it. We've got... Let's see, how many officers do I have? Personnel. I've got 7 on that shift and 6 on this shift, so shift A needs a new guy. Naruto Kudao. So we'll go with... I mean, we could get another detective, too. What's our personnel looking like for detectives? Why do they have 4 detectives over here? Yeah, get rid of DeBrito. Because that'll clear up a slot so that we can get a new detective for this force. And then we can also get a new officer for this force, too. So let's go get... He's not that good, but I think if we hang tight, he'll be alright. And then we can get John Davenport for Shift A. And that'll clean us up a little bit. A theft. Bigfoot Athletic Shoe Shop. The shoe store clerk reported 2 teenagers found the most expensive sneakers, tried them on, and then just ran out of the shop wearing the new sneakers. Alright, send Robbins and send Burns. We're a little short-handed today, so it might get ugly. What was City Hall's request? They said City Hall had a request, but I missed it. Fire all black cops. Yeah, we failed that one, but I guess maybe that was just because they sent me the thing telling me I could have new officers. That's cool. Okay, so the teens are standing around smoking not far from the store, admiring one of their shoes. Hey, you mind if I get a cigarette? Fender was caught. Kids are kind of dumb like that. They can be anyways. Officer walks up. I mean, I don't know. I was dumb when I was a kid doing bad shit, so I was constantly getting caught. I was not good at skeeving authority. A man returned from work earlier than usual, found his young wife in bed with her lover. The maid called the police when she saw the husband taking a hunting rifle from the wall cabinet. Hey, don't cheat. You gotta know what's gonna happen. Oh, man. Like, ain't nobody gonna be mad. I mean, yeah, she ain't worth it, but if it happens, it happens. I can't say that I wouldn't fly off the handle. If I came home to the same thing, I'd be like, where's that cig at? I mean, sometimes you're in the heat of the moment. Today in Freeburg, we're hosting the premiere of Back to the Future. The film's distributors ask that the city stations have an officer to ensure the visitors don't bring handheld cameras into the theater. If you give me a minute, I'll have people. I don't have anybody right now, though. Robbins will be up in a minute. Maybe I should keep somebody in reserve from now on. We don't have an officer, so... Attempted murder. Offender was caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Probably should have kept Grant here just in case, but it was an armed thing, so I was a little worried about my cop. Like, my officers' lives are at risk, so I just want to make sure that we have enough people there to take care of business. Freeburg Elementary. A young father deprived of his parental rights tried to pick up his daughter from school. When he wasn't allowed access, he attacked the teacher, knocked her to the ground, and started kicking her. Sent out Robbins and Burns. Mr. Boyd, I have a very sensitive issue, which our mutual friend Charles Dill said you could help me with. As you may already know, I own the largest music store in Freeburg. Recently, my ex-wife got half my record collection in a lawsuit. That's a lot of rare records. My ex is very afraid of the police and always tries to act like a law-abiding citizen. Some of your guys went over there in uniform, and I told her those records were evidence and a part of an investigation. She'd just smile and give them whatever they asked for and not even check the warrant. I don't know. Send some Mahdi and Gist, I guess. I have to send 3. 3 officers tied up is a lot. I mean, it's close. It's right around the corner, so it can't be that bad. Mafia assignment. We have something going down today at the engineering plant in 2209. We want any policemen crashing the party. I think 4,000 should be enough for the request. So just don't show up at the docks at 2209. All right. I'm sorry, we work for the mob now. I can hear your condescension through the internet, but we're gangsters now. We're hoods. It is what it is. We don't make the rules. We live by them. Ulrich Bieber. Chief, we helped Ulrich Bieber and he gave us the Gennaro Crespo album. The master, the true Samadhi, prefers glam, so he was really sad and was at the bar by the time the shift ended. Oh no, they all bailed? Oh, Samadhi bailed? What is this universe where you can just leave in the middle of the day and not go back to work? Man. Gallery of Modern Art. We will send. So what do we need for this? Card said somebody got into the exhibition hall, scrawled pictures of penises on the artwork, and then hid in the closet. Man, shit ain't never changed, does it? Alright. Send Robbins and Grant. The assault. The offender was caught. Officers unharmed. There's a little professionality to each of my officers. And now we just write out the rest of the day. Ignore the call at 2209, which we know is coming in.
Looks like we have a situation here.
All the lights are on with the police arrive. The museum caretaker explains he's only had the job a couple of weeks and he's worried to be fired over foolishness. The police calm him down and he indicated the bathroom stall where the artist locked himself inside. Come out with your hands up. A terrified and tearful young man holding a knife insists he's engaged in some kind of performance art and that nobody understands him. He refuses to surrender and is trying to stab himself. Well, tell us about your work. Alright, all he wants to do is be listened to, man. Sometimes he's got a knife, yeah. I mean, I know standard op would just be to tase him or whatever, but he just wants somebody to listen to him. Just keep a good distance, keep a gun trained on him, and just talk to him maybe. Just see what happens. I'm not a cop, so I don't know.
911 in progress.
There's that 2209 at the engineering plant. He just received a call from the groundskeeper at a machine factory. He spotted 2 offenders stealing aluminum from a factory through a hole in the wall. It's not a very gangster crime. Aren't you supposed to be whacking somebody? Like, hey, times are tough. Everybody's obeying the law. Everybody's getting with the program.
911.
3 new frames in the open investigation. So he didn't have a weapon. Definitely not a local biker. This was Asian. Jacket. Hangs around on street corners. He drove down the road. And so, did he pull up with a weapon? I didn't see a weapon. So he pulls up. He's got no weapon. He takes the purse. And there it is. So, Kuan Yin Lin, Chinese immigrant, recently expelled from university. The crime is over here. Let's go ahead and we'll send Stovall and Robbins over there. I mean, if Stovall's there, we could probably send Burns and level him up a little bit. I mean, we gotta have Jack Black on the team. Jack, you must have seen the newspaper stories about Thomas Blaine, the retired cop who went schizophrenic and shot a pregnant woman. To ensure the tragedy doesn't repeat itself, we've decided to conduct psychological testing for all cops over 50 years of age. That includes you. Tomorrow morning, Dr. Eleonora Waterbury is waiting for you in her office. Don't be late. There's the thank you, $4,000. Thanks for doing that thing we asked you. Here's the amount we agreed upon. Dude, I just got 4 times my paycheck for just not showing up. Oh, really? He got away. Or no, we didn't even go to that one. Whatever. I don't even care. Alright, gents, make it happen. The offender was caught. So there's a plus 20 for Burns to make him a little better. Stovall is becoming like the dude. You were able to arrest all the suspects, so Beasley and Mosier got better at their jobs. And that should be the end of the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of This Is the Police. I will see you all in the next episode. Whoop, whoop.